Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Inpa NCS Expert. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's BMW Dr. Dean here. Today I'm going to be showing you how you install Inpa, FTDI, NCS Expert and WinKFP. Obviously many of you ain't aware how to install it. Some of you will have trouble installing it. I'm also going to talk to you about what battery charge is needed for coding and programming. It's being asked a lot and something I haven't been doing in my videos, so now I'm going to tell you everything as we go along for the install. So first of all, as you can see here, we've got Easy BMW Tools open, which is what Inpa, NCS Expert, WinKFP and Inpa all have. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is click the setup. They usually come in a RAR file, the majority of them. Once you do that, the setup will extract, as you can see doing now. Once it extracts, it's going to pop up on your screen to set it all up. Once that sets up, you just want to go through the installation. It will probably come up as Mike's Easy BMW Tools, and that's what it will install as. As it installs as that, you just click next and next and next, and it should install all the latest drivers as well with it. Like mine, as you can see here, is extracting the drivers as well for the CDM. Now as you can see, it's giving me a notification. As you can see, it's installing. It's now installing everything. Now we're just going to wait for it to install. As you can see, it's preparing to install the files. Now when this pops up, you're going to want to click next. Next. Also, it comes with NCS Dummy for the coding section, as you're going to need it, as most people can't speak German or wouldn't understand the coding for each car. Then you're going to want to click install. Now it'll probably give us a notification pop up here that if we want to install it. Now the installation is going to take place, and we'll be back once it starts taking place. Okay guys, so we're back. So as you can see, a notification's popped up. It's going to ask you to allow it. Be careful not to click no on this, as if you click no, the installation will fail. Now you want to click yes, and as you can see, now the installation is going to start. As you can see, it's now installing. Now after this, I'm going to walk you through how to set up the drivers for your DCAN cable. It should pop up here on the screen after this install has been done. Once that's done, you'll then, the drivers, if you need them, usually they'll be in your folder. I mean, if most of you install Inpa and don't end up having the drivers, I'll try and put a link in the description if I can find them, for where you can download the CDM drivers for the FTDI chips. Majority of the cases, when you get this these files, it should come with them for every, as you can see here, I've got them for Windows 7, 8, XP and up to 10, and also Mac OS. So we'll back once this install's done, and I'll show you how to set up all the cable and how to use all the software. So as you can see guys, the USB driver is already installed into the computer, and then it will pop up a notification like this. So you just click yes. That's for the USB drivers for the DCAN cable, so you click yes. After that's done, it will take you to the device driver installation wizard. So what you want to do is you want to get your DCAN cable, which is like this, and you want to get the USB and plug it in a USB port, which I'm doing so now. Now after that, you want to take the show me off here, show me read me, you don't need to use that, and then click finish. Now what you want to do here is you want to click next, and then you want to go to our I accept, click next, and this box does pop up. Now I don't know if the drivers will be needed, maybe it won't. There you go. So it is, drivers failed. So now this is what happens with a lot of people, and then they realize that their DCAN cable don't work on ISTA-D, and it don't work with Inpa, and it will not work unless you've got the FTDI CDM driver package. Now what you do is click finish. Now luckily for me, I have them already here, which is here. So you click that, then you want to do the setup. So now we'll extract that. Now as you can see, the cable is all plugged in the USB, like so. Now we'll wait for that to extract, and I'll show you the next step, which is to install these drivers, and then you'll see now they'll all get a green tick after installation. So there you go, it's popped up now. Now you want to click allow. Now as you can see, that's the FDM drivers. Now what you want to do is extract them. Now it will say next. So now what you want to click is next. I accept again. Then you want to click next again. Now as you can see, they'll show ready to use once that's been successfully set up. Now all the software will be on your home screen, so let's just click this down, click that down. Now as you can see, all the software is now on your home screen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click Inpa. Sorry, no, what we're going to do first is we're going to want to run and get the drivers. So to sort out the drivers, you're going to need to go into your files. You're going to want to go into this PC. You're going to want to go to properties. Then once that loads up, you want to click device manager, which you can see here. I don't know, it might be different on Windows 7, but you can search for it in the task manager or in the search bar in Windows. Now when that pops up, you're going to see my DCAN cable will probably be on COM port 3, which will set here. Now it's on COM port 1. So the reason it's probably set on COM port 1 is sometimes it picks up, sometimes it don't, but you must check. Now we're just going to check the port settings. We're going to check advanced. Now it's on COM port 1 and latency timer to 1. Those are the most important settings that you're going to need. And then if they are set like this, which probably they won't be, you will need to change it to COM port 1 and latency timer to 1. After that, you just want to click OK. OK again. Then you want to click that off and click that box off. Then the next step you want to go to Eddie BIOS folder. So your Eddie BIOS folder will be here. And so in this PC, Windows, Eddie Abbas, bin, and you want to go down to Eddie Abbas, your folder here. Open that up. And it should say STD.OBD. That's what it's meant to say if you've configured the drivers correctly. Now you want to check your OBD file, which is right here. You want to find it under here. Open that up. And it should say COM port 1 once you set it in the device manager. You can change it to here as well, and it will change it in the device manager. I just prefer to check it in the device manager to make sure everything else is correct. Now as you can see, it's all on. All the others are COM port 2, COM port 3, COM port 4. You don't need to worry about them. Just the main one must be at COM port 1 and hardware equals USB, and retry must be on. Now the next step is we're going to load up Inpa, and I'm going to show you how that works. Now you'll know the cable's successful. It will show battery. Now as you can see, the battery's on, which means it's been successful. So the cable's fully working. I know this will fully work. I would have plugged it up to my car, but I'm not near it at the moment to show you. But I know it's 100% working because it only shows battery when the cable's reading. And obviously it will read when the ignition's on. Now as you can see, I've got the whole F-Series package as well here, which some of you probably won't get when you get Inpa. But this one's built up to 2019, so it can read all the latest cars as well. That all is fully functional. Now I'll show you how you know if the DCAN cable's been successful. What you want to go to is WinKFP. Open WinKFP. Now it should say up here STD.OBD, as you can see. So it means it's picking up the cable. If it wasn't picking up the cable, it would say no interface still, and it would give you a COAPI error for Eddie Abbas. But obviously it's reading the cable because you wouldn't get that message there. Okay, now next step you want to go to is NCS Expert. NCS Expert will give you a COAPI error as well if it can't read the cable, which I'm getting no error, which means it's fully working. All of them will give an error if it can't pick up the cable. Now, you lot should know what the coding tool's for, as I've done a video on that to update your SP data, and it was previously used to load up the trace files from NCS Expert to code, but you don't need to use that anymore, as now you have NCS Dummy. NCS Dummy can do everything else. You also have Tool 32, that's to change VIN numbers and to speak to the computers and change the programming files and flash files if you have to manually. If you can't do it with NCS Expert. I'm going to walk you through it. That's going to be another video I'm going to do on Tool 32 and also E-System regarding that. Now, everyone's been asking also coding and programming. Now, to program WinKFP, I recommend using a battery charger over 75 amps. 75 amps is the minimum, even what BMW recommend for programming, but then that's with ISTA-P. If you're going to do just E60s and you just want to update the DME and the gearbox, just get a minimum battery charge. It doesn't need to be anything spectacular, but if you're going to use ISTA-P and update the whole car, then get a battery charger that can handle at least up to 100 amps, because BMW recommend a minimum of 75 amps, because that can take up to 4 to 6 hours, and the car keeps turning on and turning off during that process, and it also clears the error memory after. The ICOM I use is an ICOM A1, A2 and B+, which is with the most connector. They're readily available on eBay. You can get them, they're about £180. The DCAN cable I use is this blue one with the chip, as you can see, and it's also got a switch to switch over. I have also got an F-Series one which plugs in via the Ethernet, but I don't need to use that. I've also got the older model one for the old cars, so the E36, which you'll know as the diagnostics port in the front of the engine. It's like a little, I think it's a 16-pin socket that goes into the front. You plug the DCAN cable, this one, into that, and then it bolts into the top of the engine. You will probably see on one of Nathan's previous videos, me and Nathan actually used that on the E39, because the E39 had a socket underneath, or his mum's E53. So we have used them before, and they do work really good. They still pick up the car. Now, that being said, obviously I've walked you through everything on here. There's going to be a lot more videos coming. I've got another video coming on the BMW ETK catalogue as well. I hope you've enjoyed this content. I hope this all helps you greatly. Thank you for watching my channel, guys. Please like, share and subscribe, and please remember to check out Nathan's BMW workshop. It's BMW Dr. Dean here. I hope you're enjoying all my videos. We're going to be moving now from probably software over to car repairs, as I think I'm showing too much software on here. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.